Yo, what's up everyone? Ronnie here, and today we're going to be learning 10 different ways to fall like a stuntman. And I'm here with my good friend Robert Bennett, who is also a stuntman, and we're just going to be demonstrating the ways you can do these stunt falls and how to do them safely and learn them on your own. So let's get started. Alright, so the important thing to know about stunts is that they are dangerous, and you're doing intentional falls here, but we're going to learn how you can control your body to do it safely, and a part of that is doing it in a safe environment. So make sure, before you even attempt any of these moves, that you have stunt pads to practice. So yeah, just make sure you have stunt pads and you'll be good to go. And also, once again, just like learning parkour, it's all about progression. So with each of these stunt falls, we're gonna start small and low and then work our way up to doing the full involved stunt fall. Now these first 10 stunt falls we're going to do are basic stunt falls that will be easier to learn. In one of my next videos, I'm gonna be doing 10 advanced ways to fall like a stuntman. Man, this Georgia heat. I'm sweating and I haven't even done anything yet. Our first stunt fall of the day is going to be the barrel roll, or the log roll. Now this is a good transition from the parkour roll because you're turning the parkour roll into a tumble, a fall, with momentum. So the idea of this move is that, say you're falling, jumping out of a car, getting thrown, the idea is that you hit the ground and you roll. Start low to the ground, like you're gonna do the parkour roll, but then as you go into it, you're going to turn your body completely sideways, perpendicular to your momentum, and then bring your arms and legs together so that you're like a flat log that can roll. So with this one, you can start it slow and then slowly build up your momentum going into it. Yeah.
Robert Bennett here. Subscribe. Ring the bell. The next one we're going to do is the standing back fall. We'll progress on this move later, but this is the basic of doing the back fall safely. Okay, so for this one, you have backwards momentum and you step your foot out to brace your landing. Okay, so as we start falling backwards, we're going to put our foot down and then almost do a roll just straight onto our back. And once we hit the ground, we're going to put our arms out to slap for our landing. Okay, so watch my back foot, watch my foot step right as I'm going to fall down. Step, and then you place it down. That way, you're not just taking a full impact onto your back and potentially head. Keep your chin to your chest as you're coming down. We don't need no heads whipping. Wait, what are you doing?
Remember, with any stunt fall, it's also good to practice how you want the reaction to be, how you want to perform it for the video you're making or whatever you're doing. So in this case, if I'm getting shot, you want to react to the bullet and then fall. So when you get shot, and you die. And you also, when you hit the ground, you want to stay there long enough so that if you're actually being filmed on a show, you wait till they say cut before you get up so that they know you're dead and you don't mess up the shot until then. The pad is getting really hot right now, so the hardest part of doing these stunts is landing on a hot mat. But our next stunt fall is going to be the front fall, or the forward facing fall. Yeah. Rob's gonna tell us a little bit about the technique for doing that move.
So just like when we're doing our standing back fall, right? As we start the momentum in the direction we're falling, we place our foot, our safety foot, to brace us so we're reducing our impact. Okay. So when we put our foot out, we're going to step, almost like we're doing a lunge, and then we're going to go towards our opposite hand. So it looks like we're almost changing directions, but when you go fast enough, it looks straightforward. Oh, it's hot. Ah.
Alright, the pads are getting too hot, so we've moved to the shade for our next stunt fall, which is the side fall.
With the standing back fall and the standing front fall, we have that foot, our safety foot, to help us reduce the impact. Same with our side fall. So if I'm doing our standing side fall, maybe I get pushed, shot, forced in one way to the sideways direction. I'm going to take a small step with the foot of the direction that I'm going, to brace myself down, and then we're gonna stick our arm out so we don't land on our elbow, or hurt our shoulders. If our hand's underneath, we're gonna hurt our shoulders. We put it out.
Okay, next up we have the front suicide fall, which is doing a forward fall, but with a half front flip onto your back. Now that may sound a little bit challenging if you don't know how to already front flip and do those things, but the nice thing is we're not landing the flip, so you don't have to worry about if you can't front flip yet. Really all you need to know how to do is a somersault, because we're going to be starting with a basic somersault and then basically start jumping into it onto our back. So think of your basic somersault, how you'd go onto your back like this, but now you're going to just jump with it a little bit, and then as you land on your back with that little bit of air, you're gonna actually open up and, like with the other falls, use your arms to slap out, kind of absorb the impact throughout your body so you're not just landing on one single point on your back. You wanna flatten your back a little bit. As you get more comfortable with it, you can slowly start going a little bit higher and higher. And just like with any fall, once you have it down and are comfortable doing it, then you can start adding some performance to it. So now it's like I'm flying through the air, gonna front flip, land on my back.
With this technique, we're trying to teach you to do it safely and consistently. So as you're doing this, as you're training, as you're practicing it, there are different ways to do it. There isn't just one way to be safe. So sometimes when I've been taught, as you're coming around for the flip, you drive the front of your feet, like the front of your foot, to the ground. So when you land, you're in like an arch position, and it helps you with reacting to the pain of your back hitting, right? So I've seen it like this. You know, I barely hit my back because my feet took a lot of the impact, but it helps throwing in that reaction, throwing a hand behind. So we're just trying to make sure you guys know that if you can do it consistently and safely, then you're doing it right.
Our next fall is the spin fall. So the spin fall, you can think of it like you're getting kicked, shot, punched in a direction that would spin your body as you go down.
So we start our spin and our fall in that direction. That's your first step. You're gonna spot the ground, and then you just do an extra half turn onto your back. So I'm gonna start turning backward, spot, respot. We're gonna throw our hands out to brace for that fall. Here, front or back, wherever you're gonna do it. I like turning a foot out, so I'm not just straight bodied. So there, our reactions are more lifelike on the sides.
Yeah. And once again, with the spin fall, it's important to think about how you're reacting to it. If you're getting shot in the shoulder or the head, that's what's reacting and leading you into the spin. So that way, the effects will look realistic when it all comes together. Our next stunt fall is the back rollover. So this is like a move you would do if you can imagine getting push kicked and then you roll over instead of just back fall. So just like the back fall, you're going to be applying a similar technique, only as you push into it, you're going to tuck your back a little bit so you can roll over just like the back roll. And I actually have a tutorial on doing the back roll if you need some help just doing the basic roll. But in this case, it doesn't need to look perfect because you're doing a fall. You want it to look a little messy.
Exactly. So the force takes you, we're doing that safety step, coming all the way around. And normally from here you can get up and do your reaction. Unless it's like a shotgun blast.
Yeah. Alright, let's try shotgun blast. Alright, our next stunt fall is like a side toss. It's going to be a throw with the arm, but it's doing almost like the suicide fall, but with a side flip. So you're just going to be going sideways, halfway onto your back. And this isn't like a full jump move onto your back. Once again, that would be more advanced. For this, it's just going to be more going into the ground, into a side roll, but landing like a stunt fall. So.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
So So with the side toss move, if you don't have somebody, or you just want to practice it before you have somebody else to throw you into it. So remember our suicide, we're jumping this way. This time, as we come down, we're just going to do a little hop onto that. This will normally be our ending position. We're on our side. I'm going to be on my left side. We're going to have our bracing, right? Our hand out for bracing, our legs out. So to get into it, right? Because we're going to be tossed with our arm, by our head, whatever direction. Come here. You can even just do hop into a roll, technically. I'm going really low, but really low is safe and easy, right? If we just jump straight up, we're going to have a lot of impact. And another version, so you can just get thrown from the head.
Our second to last stunt fall will be the hip toss. It's going to be similar to this last move and the suicide front fall, only this time we have someone who's actually throwing us over their body. So you can practice the fall again by yourself, just doing the suicide fall, but to actually practice hip tosses, it's good to practice with someone else because you'll need to know what it feels like to actually get thrown by somebody.
Let's get thrown.
Yeah.
Game of throws. All right, so to be the person doing this throw, it's normally best coming into a punch. So I will block the punch, and I will step across, throw my hips. So my hips should be facing the other way. And as I pull, the person is also going to be jumping, but this weight will let them go and just kind of roll over my back in a way. Does that make sense? There you go. Because if you're not giving them a place to roll over, you're just trying to yank their arm over your body, right? So you really have to be throwing and pulling, letting them go over your back.
And it's also up to the person going into the fall to also time it so you're jumping with it, so they're not just carrying all of your weight. You're actually helping them so that it's easier for them to throw you. So our last stunt fall of the day is actually an easy one to do in practice, but it's not fun to do almost ever. This is one of those stunt falls where as a stuntman, when you do it, it's just a matter of taking it. There's no real way to do it where it doesn't hurt, but there are ways to still do it so you don't hit your head or get hurt actually doing it. But basically this is like you got shot, electrocuted or whatever, and you're just gonna go straight back. You can't really use your arms. You can maybe leave them back a little bit, but it's just taking it straight to the back and just landing with as much of your body as possible so that it's not all centered on just one point on your body. And then also just keep your head tucked in a little bit so your head doesn't come flying back and you don't hit the back of your head on whatever you're falling on. But basically, let's say, Rob, you shoot me with the taser. That's the dead man, or the taser man.
So we brought on an extra pad.
Yeah, we put the extra pad on here because once again, this doesn't feel good, but you can still do it without actually injuring yourself. It'll just hurt a little bit. Alright, so there you have it. There's your 10 ways to fall like a stuntman. These are basic stunt falls. In one of our next videos, we'll be doing 10 advanced ways to fall like a stuntman. But for now, these are a good starting point. And I wanted to thank Robert Bennett for helping me out on this video. You can check him out on Instagram. You can check it out in the description. So make sure to follow Rob on Instagram because he's always doing cool stunts. Be sure to subscribe so you can stay tuned for our upcoming stunt videos. And once again, thanks for watching everyone, and be safe out there training. Be smart with your training. Always train in a safe environment and be progressive. And we'll see you next time.
Bye!